Hi, I'm James Matthews-Paul here for Output magazine on the second day of FESPA Digital 2011. I'm very lucky to have with me Richard Barham, who's Vice President of Inkjet at Agfa Graphics. No small feat. And Richard, I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions following on from the announcements that Agfa has made at the show, several new product developments here, including the Agfa Titan, which is just behind us, which has a new flat to roll unit. It's backwardly compatible, isn't it? And I wanted to ask you just to give us a brief overview of its capabilities and ask what sort of business you're hoping will be interested in this machine.
Okay, well, thank you. Welcome to Agfa Graphics at FESPA. The Titan is something we're very excited about. It's our latest high-end flatbed press, and it really is designed for the POP retail market. It's very, very high quality. It's using our latest HD ink, which we use on the M press, and it will output up to 250 square meters an hour of either flatbed boards or roll-to-roll at exactly the same quality and exactly the same speed. And it's that flexibility between the two medias that's really making it ideal for that retail POP market.
Now, Richard, I wanted to ask you about service and support as well. This was a question that came up in the Agfa Graphics press conference on day one yesterday. Now, as you're all aware, Agfa purchased the assets of the Jetty brand from the administrators of Gandhi last year. Now, what's Agfa's approach to service and support? It's obviously very important to you, but what's the benefit for customers who are buying into the Agfa brand?
Well, Agfa has always majored on customer support. You know, we fully understand that whether you're a newspaper that has to get the edition out next day, regardless of whatever happens, or whether you're a POP printer who is producing retail work that has to hit the store next day, whatever happens, customer support, and that means service being available, is 100% a requirement. And as a big brand, we're global. We're in every country in the world, not as somebody else, but as Agfa. And it's having that big multinational support behind you that understands what support is, which gives people the comfort to invest in our high-end products.
And that's a good way to lead into my next question, I suppose, which is that helping businesses expand from traditional display graphics territory into the industrial market, which is a big theme at FESPA this year as well. We've seen other stands with other types of industrial printer, such as label presses and that kind of thing. Now, Agfa obviously has some key products in this space, like the Dotrix and the M press. What do you think of the industrial market? And I wonder just what are your impressions?
It's a whole change that's happening. I think the industry grew to understand inkjet really in display graphics. You know, screen printing was the easiest one to replace in terms of quality, in terms of speed, but also the cost and complexity of making screens. Now we're seeing the same thing happening with Flexo and all the narrow web presses like the Dotrix coming through and really opening up new applications. So the ability to run 20 micron foils for instance, transfer printing. Whole new areas which are actually transferring from old technologies straight into new technologies. If you look at the label market now, dramatic changes happening because digital printing, in particular inkjet printing, is allowing people to drop inventory levels and make those changes which are happening in the retail scene on a day-to-day basis. With the big presses, and you mentioned the Leopard, our latest M press product, the ability to handle heavy loads on the bed, you know, up to 20 kilos a square meter, is really opening up markets in terms of concrete boards, wooden boards, which typically, traditionally, were always laminated.
And that's new applications on new types of substrate that previously wouldn't have been considered, and I suppose the flexibility of those devices is very important as well.
Critical. We probably see a new substrate in our labs, in the application labs, every single week. And some of them are really quite exciting. We have one which is with a Dotrix just gone into China, where it's displacing gravure printing for printing transfer prints to go on to, for instance, you know, Hello Kitty pencils for teenagers. Something you would never have thought would actually going digital.
And I suppose that's where we are, and that's why we're at FESPA Digital. Richard, thank you very much for talking to Output, and I hope you have a great show.
Thank you. Enjoy the show.